Top of the morning, y'all. It looks like Australia could be the first world country to really just fall as far as the dominoes. It's getting stacked up more and more. We're going to talk about it today. I've got friends down there because I lived in Australia in 2003. This personally affects me, and we really need to start praying for them because this could be us next very soon. So before we get into this, I'm not going to be able to stop whatsoever because I'm very passionate about this subject. I want to say this video is sponsored by Patriot Mobile. I've gotten tons of people to switch already. I mean, thousands, and it's amazing. They move everything over to Christian conservative causes, which is just so great. Patriot Mobile gives you access to all 3 major networks. Your service is going to be amazing. Plus, switching is easy and you get to keep your number. So all you got to do is go to patriotmobile.com/buddy. Get the first month of service free with promo code BUDDY. Dump that liberal carrier. You know you got one. It's time for them to go. The link is below. Top of the Monday morning, y'all. Hope you're doing good. This is not a fear video. If you're scared, that's on you. We have God, and that's all I need to even say about that. Ranger ain't scared. Why should you be? Look, the fuel crisis in Australia is getting pretty crazy. And the thing you need to know about Australia is 90% of Australia's fuel comes from Asia, while they get it from, you guessed it, the Middle East. But what happened? Like back in the 1970s, Australia produced like over 70% of their nation's fuel. This is exactly why you do not elect these fantasy liberal Green Party people who think, you know, their citizens should suffer and we should live in the fantasy of being green. It just don't work. Now, my friends down in Melbourne where I lived, they're all telling me that most grocery stores there still have a bunch of food and they're pretty much good. But in the rural areas down there in Australia, look, they're suffering. And a cyclone just came through. It didn't make anything a whole lot better. But they're starting to hear now some rumors, and rumors can be just rumors, but I'm just going to tell you what they're saying down there in Victoria right now. What I'm hearing from my friends is they're saying they could get thrown back into a COVID-style lockdown very soon. And there's ideas floating that they could even be saying, we're going to reduce your fuel to like $40 every single time you fill up, just to keep like emergency reserves, right? So here's the viral video I'm going to show you here of a couple girls in Australia. They're walking into a grocery store, and this is just wild. You got to watch it.
So Sienna and I have just come to Coles to literally get popcorn, and look, there's nothing. Look at the shelves here in Darwin. What the? This is literally, there's nothing. Oh yeah, some lemons.
And she's actually laughing. You know, I mean, I can see people acting the same way here over in America, especially like on day one, when we don't know when day one is. That's always the problem. But this is, you know, my psych background, this is what we call classic cognitive dissonance. And it's just kind of funny until it ain't, right? So I will note this, that this video was taken during a cyclone when it came through, and the trucks just couldn't get to the areas of the grocery stores. So I don't want to make the claim that this is all of Australia and do some kind of spook video on y'all or something like that. But I do think, here's what I do think. I think it's absolutely crazy to see the start of this and act like it can never touch you, because that's how people get in trouble. I mean, will you be laughing in 20 days? I don't know. I mean, y'all can drive on the left side of the road all you want down there, but the food still shows up on the right side of reality. I mean, there's no fuel for delivery trucks. And once it gets worse down there, no fuel means no groceries every single time. This goes back to show that when you spend years and years and years trying to make it harder for people who actually produce the food to survive, eventually they stop. And when they do stop, the shelves don't argue. They just go empty. That's not bad luck. That's just math. So if you're taking a look at it, you got like one of the biggest and most wildest places on earth with some of the most dangerous animals on earth. And somehow the most dangerous place ended up being your grocery store because there ain't nothing in it. Where I lived down there was actually Victoria, Australia. And I don't know if you know about Victoria, Australia, but they had some of the harshest COVID lockdowns on planet Earth. And that's actually caused some serious mental health issues with a lot of people down there. And can you just imagine the PTSD of hearing these lockdown style things are going to come back, even if it's in the form of energy and not viruses? If I'm hearing that and I went through what I went through back in 2020, I just feel so bad for these people. So everybody watching in Australia, look, we really are praying for you, but your government screwed this up. So the reason I'm telling y'all this is I don't want you to sit around thinking this is just their problem. This is exactly what happens when liberal pressure builds up long enough to actually pop off, especially in overpopulated cities where, you know, nobody produces anything. Do y'all know how much I worry about New York City all the time? If that actually, I mean, if the trucks can't get in there and it popped off, You got 12 million plus sitting ducks starving in 48 hours. I think about that all the time. Like, they don't grow nothing in New York City, and you sure ain't gonna do it in the middle of... And I'm gonna say this too, because I'm sitting here thinking like an Australian, what would I do right now if I was stuck down there? Australia has 50 million kangaroos. Did y'all know that? 50 million. And your grocery stores are empty? I mean, that's like staring at a lake full of fish back there, and you're telling me you're hungry. Because look, you mean to tell me there are millions of like grass-fed steaks just hopping around and nobody ever thought about cooking one? And where I'm from, if it moves and it looks edible, it's already halfway to being seasoned and quartered. All you need is one grandma with a cast iron skillet at that point, and because you just can't stand around admiring wildlife while your pantry's empty. So I'll leave you with this, because it's Monday morning, and Monday morning's a good time to think, and it's a good time to organize. You're not watching a different country's problem. You're watching a preview. And the only question left now is, how long before it hits your grocery store? God bless you and your family. Be good.